Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Hello and welcome to another edition of C2C Rankem. I'm the host, Big B, and I'm always joined by my prime ooze halfway across the world, Tim Hendricks. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, really, really good. I just saw this come up on Facebook that Ernie Johnson's going to be inducted into the Sportscasters Hall of Fame tonight.
Who is?
Ernie Johnson.
Okay, well, good. Congrats to him on that. But with that being said, we got 5 categories here, 5 of them. I think they're going to be very interesting to see what our takes are, because it's not our typical categories where, it's more of an opinion type thing, which is always fun to do. It's our what ifs, and it is what if we had control in 3 of the 4 major sports: college football and the WWE, as we are wrestling fans and sports fans. We excluded hockey because me and Tim are not hockey guys, so it would be unfair, because all mine would be allow fighting. I think that's one thing. Hockey, go back to the 80s, 70s, where, I know fighting's still around, but let them go like they used to, But anyways, so the sniping will probably come far and few between. So we're gonna go kind of, if we are in the same ballpark, we might give it a snipe. But with that being said, let's kick it off, Tim. Let's go with college football. So, again, this is if we control college football, what we would do. So, I will go. I know I said it's going to be a snipe, it's going to be slim, but I think we're going to get 2. I think.
I was thinking 2 as well. I'm just curious. I'm just curious where the 2 is.
Yeah. All right, let's kick it off.
All right. I know growing up, I remember that that the bowl games were so few and far between, and it was almost like a privilege that you guys played, that they played in bowl games, and they were super hard to get into. Now it seems like C2C next year is going to sponsor the Radio Bowl in Pasadena. My feeling is, I think there are way too many bowl games, which it made them lose a lot of their prestige, a lot of their luster. I remember January 1st, you watch the Orange Bowl and the Rose Bowl, and
hooked up 4 TVs to get all the channels, games going on.
Yeah, back in the day when there was only 3 channels and 3 of them had bowl games on them, and it was a great day, and I could watch the game from my bedroom because I always had to go to bed early. If I were in charge of the NCAA in the football section, which we're doing all of these from, I would cut the number of bowl games in half.
Ooh, in half. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go with number 5. And I am going to get rid of – I'd like somewhat of the overtime rule, but I want to limit it and make it a quarter like the NFL does. But if you end in a tie, you end in a tie. And the thing is, bowl games, play it out. But regular season, let's have a tie. And we almost had one in the NFL – Vikings Raiders game. Game should end in a tie. I'm a Vikings fan, but I was rooting for them to fumble it, throw a pick at the end there. The game was so awful. So, all right, end of the tie. You're number 4.
I like that one. That was good. I think I think this would solve one of our bigger problems, especially with the bowls with the polls. I think teams scheduling Division 1 or Division 1A schools, Division 2 and Division 3 schools, just because you don't want to lose early. I think is a terrible thing. I think if you want to scrimmage and beat up on somebody, do that before the season. I think NCAA teams should not be able to schedule Division 2 and Division 3 schools.
I like that a lot. It kind of slipped my mind a little bit. But yeah, that one that was a good one. I like that one. My number 4, I'm going to piggyback off your number 5, so I'll give you a snipe on that. The ball game's got to be cut. Half, 3/4. Go back to, the power games again. Like you said, the major 4. Okay, maybe take 10 games, but make them meaningful. I mean, the players don't even want to play in them. I mean, we've had so many people. We had so many superstars like, well, nope, I'm out because I don't want to get hurt. It doesn't mean nothing. And then again, I mean, because right now 6 wins get you in. So halfway through the season, you're bowl eligible. You're most likely going to the game. I think the Gophers this year are playing in the game and they're under 500, I believe. They shouldn't be in a bowl game.
Florida's not in a bowl game this year, so
yeah. So, all right. So you're number 3.
My number 3. I'm not a fan of all these little offshoot conferences, and all of a sudden you have teams jumping from conference to conference. My thing is, let's get 4 super conferences based on geolocation.
Yep, I like that one too. I definitely, even if it's not 4, 6 big conferences, and then if you want to, inside that conference, make it smaller conferences or divisions like the NFL. I'm all for that. I like that one a lot. I've been pushing, and I think in about 10 years, that's what we're going to be. We're going to have 4 major conferences. So, my number 3, I kind of packaged it together with some guidelines. One, you got to limit the NAL deals, the licensing deals these players are getting. Yes, I understand the schools are using them to promote them. They should get money. I totally get that. Maybe you tie it in with their scholarship that they get X amount of dollars, and X amount of dollars has to go towards their scholarship. Also, get rid of or limit the transfer portal. I get why it was there for COVID and stuff, but now it's just getting out of hand. I think it should be limited to either your head coach leaves and you get to enter the transfer portal, or maybe even do it by position. Your position coach leaves or your offense coordinator leaves. That side of the ball can enter the transfer portal, but just up and leaving because, they're bringing in a better quarterback and I told I'm getting benched. Oh, well, beat them out then.
Yep.
So I think that was in one of the Madden games recently where you got to create a guy and they're like, hey, we're going to play so-and-so. And he's like, well, fine. The character's like, fine, I'm just going to beat him out for his job then or something like that. So, yeah, so I think they need to limit the transfer portal. So you're number 2.
That's a really good one. I forgot all about the transfer portal. My number 2, I think we would like to see my number 2, especially after what happened this year. I'm going to kind of piggyback off the 4 super conferences. I truthfully think there should be a 12-game playoff with the super conference champions getting a first-round bye. And it works out just fine because you got 1 and 2 you got the conference champions on each side of the map. Then you got 4 teams on each side that are going to play for a chance to face the super conference champions, and then you you still play 14 games, and it kind of gets you ready for the NFL, which is 17 games.
Yep.
So I think that, and we wouldn't have any of the arguments that we're having today.
Yeah, exactly. My number 2, and I guess we can kind of piggyback off a little bit of. I think you said it when you said scheduling and stuff. Lose the ranking system. It makes no sense. We were talking backstage. A powerhouse loses to a team they should have killed, drops 2 spots, but then when they win, like Alabama's 15th, they win, they jump up to 6 or 7. It's just like how does that make sense after a loss or something? But just totally lose the ranking system. It's pointless. So you're number 1.
So I'm going to give you a snipe on this. You brought up the NIL. I think you should just get rid of it. Period.
I get why, because I mean you lost the whole student athlete thing, student being first, and now they're getting paid. I mean, but I do get why it got started, because I mean they are using their likeness and stuff to promote their, so I get it. My number 1, I think I'll give you a snipe on this because you kind of brought it up already. Get a playoff system like the NFL, and I think that's going to start if you get those big conferences that we talked about. You get the champion or the team with the best record in there. You schedule 14 games. You get rid of those weak D1 schools. They're not going to win. You know that. So, and then you schedule your schedule against the powerhouses, maybe within your 4 conferences, or I don't know, but yeah, get a solid playoff system. So yeah, so we got 2-1 in snipes. So we kind of got 3. Oh yeah, I gave you 1, so I think it's one of those iffy things, but. We got 2/3 if you kind of combined them. So
we make the rules.
That being said, yeah, exactly. So well, that being said, let's stay in the gridiron. Let's go to NFL. This one's gonna be picky. I think.
This is gonna be ticky tacky.
Man, I can see from my list. I think we can get 1.
I think 1 is going to be tough. I honestly think 1 is going to be really tough.
I think 1 is going to be tough because there's so much. I mean, we watch the NFL crazy. There's a lot of things we could do. So I will kick it off, and I think I'm going to deal with the kickoff. Either we eliminate it, or we kind of adapt the rule, or move it back so we can actually get some returns. Or we kind of adapt the XFL rule where everybody lines up on the 10 yards away from each other and they can't move until the ball is caught, kind of thing. So either eliminate it, move it back another 5-10 yards so we get some kickoff returns. Because that was very exciting back in the day to see, Deion Sanders or Hall or somebody try to run one back, or you adapt the XFL kickoff. You're number 5.
I like that. I'm going along the lines of players' health to kind of get a jump on past the NFL, past the careers. I really, in this head trauma thing really has a big lock on me. I don't know how many concussions J-Mac had when he was playing, but I know I've had my fair share.
Yep.
I think it should be mandatory CTE exams by every team on every player before and after the season.
Ooh, I like that idea. Or maybe
At
do
least
one in
a
mid
CAT scan or
season,
something.
maybe like on a bye week if you have a late bye week or something.
Yeah.
Um, no, I like that. I like that. My number 4, and it's been a big talker over the last few years. Let's just lose the MVP award, or rename it, or just rename it. Have each position have an award that specifies, their greatness, because that MVP award we know is most likely going to go to another quarterback every year. Even if Hill breaks over 2,000 yards, it's still going to go to a quarterback. And I get it. The quarterback touches the ball every play outside of punting. But if the quarterback doesn't have good receivers, he's not good. Doesn't have offensive line. So I say we lose it, or we rename it, or award it to each position gets the MVP. So
Kind of like they do, kind of like what they do in college.
yeah, but then you still have the Heisman. Heisman needs to go away too, because that's just a quarterback
I think the
award
Heisman
too.
would go away too.
I mean, yeah, the Heisman does not mean anything like it used to be back in the day. So you're number 4.
I remember there's a rule for drafts in the NBA that I really think should belong in the NFL, because you kind of leverage your future by doing this. I don't think, and right now, mess around's going to hate me because of this. I don't think teams can trade first round draft picks in consecutive years.
Yeah, and NBA does that. You can't trade consecutive
Yeah,
first round picks.
yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it every
I
other.
like that. I guess okay. Trading and losing a first round pick consecutive years, no. But if you're trading and just swapping consecutive year picks, trade, let's just, because you said mess around. So the Bears trade their pick this year, but they want to trade next year. You got to swap it. I think.
Right.
So
Yeah.
whoever you trade with next year, the team with the, I guess you just swap it. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I like that one. My number 3, and I know it's kind of been talked about, I think, in our group and maybe a few fan bases. I think the NFL should partner up with the XFL/spring ball and kind of make it a minor league system, so some of these players that don't get to play much can still get in shape. Maybe you make it, maybe not so much after the NFL season, but maybe make it closer to NFL camps and stuff, so they're kind of fresh and stuff. Or if they could do some way, maybe do it a Friday night during the NFL season, make it like a minor league system type thing. So
Wow.
that's my number 3. Your number 3.
I didn't even think of that. Golly, and I've had that thought in my head too. My number 3, I think we should do away with field turf and astroturf and all that other stuff. I think you can make it mandatory for natural grass.
Yeah, that's been a debate.
I know it's going to be expensive,
but then you got the dome stadiums like Minnesota here. I guess you could do what Vegas does and roll it out when it's not being used, to water it and stuff like that, and then roll it in, I guess.
Well,
I think that's Vegas.
I think Indy's got grass too, but I think they open the dome.
Yeah, if you got a retractable, yeah, definitely grass stadiums. But if fully enclosed, you gotta be able to water it, and I
Right.
guess there's things they could do. So yeah, I like that one. All right, my number 2. You know what? I'm going to flip flop my number 2 and number 1 because thinking about it, I think my number 2 means more. So my number 2, I think we need to come up with way to replay everything. I know it's going to take time and stuff like that. I mean, I like the challenges. Maybe you give them 2 a quarter. Maybe you put maybe we hire officials up in the booth that can call it out to the refs, say, hey, we want to take a look at this play again. And penalties. I think everything can be reviewed. If the team thinks that, like I said, maybe we do a limit 2 per quarter, but give the officials upstairs a chance to right wrongs all the time. So you're number 2.
I like that. I had that. I couldn't figure out how to fix it. That was one of my things. I had it in my head and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. And you fixed it with pretty simply. Actually, that makes me feel. I didn't realize it was going to be that simple. My number 2. I really love screwing around with the draft at this point. I truthfully think my favorite thing about any draft is the NBA draft. I love the lottery style. Initially I thought, hey, let's in the NFL, let's go and make the NFL draft serpentine, and we really lose people's minds. But I think we should have a lottery style draft system similar to the NBA.
Okay. All right, I got that. I think too, if they do that, they need to have they need to allow every team though to get the chance at the number 1 pick, so we can stop this whole BS tanking BS.
Exactly.
That being said, my number 1, and I think a lot of people will agree, I think the refs need to do 2 months of schooling, like 1 month after the season and 1 month before the season, some kind of just reviewing crucial plays, reviewing the rules. And again, I know some of these refs have a full-time job, maybe get them paid more, but I think they need to go some end of the year refresher and some of beginning of the year refreshers, and kind of get them all on the same page. This year, the reffing has just been awful.
Yeah,
you're number 1.
Your 1 and 2 were the exact 1 and 2 that I was thinking of, and I'm thinking I can't figure out how to fix it. I honestly can't figure out how to fix it, and then you show me how. My number 1, I think you add an 8th playoff team. I think you give the division winners a bye, and and then we go on from there. You're not losing a week. You're just basically giving some type of reward for winning your division.
Yeah, so you would actually have to have more teams, wouldn't you? Because there's 3 divisions.
There's 4 divisions.
Oh, you're right. There is 4 divisions.
4 divisions and 3 wild cards. So you have 5, 6, 7, and 8 play each other. So you have 5 play 8, 6 play 7, and then the lowest team goes against 1. The next lowest team goes against 2, and then 3 goes against 4.
Okay. I like that. Didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's actually a good one. I do like that one. So, all right. So we didn't get anything there, which again we kind of alluded to. I mean, I had a couple that you had a hard time thinking. The playoff one that was a good one. I like that one. All right, so let's move into the NBA. Yeah, this one could go all over the place. I say we're going 0-4 on this one because
I think we might have one. I think
we might have one. So
if I'm thinking in the exact, because I have a problem with one player. He step in 2 things at the same time. So yeah.
All right. So let's go with your number 5.
I'm a Milwaukee Bucks fan.
Yes, you are.
I will specifically say that I am not doing this because of bias, because I remember the Milwaukee Bucks Phoenix Suns finals where the fans were counting way past 10 when Giannis Antetokounmpo trying to shoot a free throw. So this will tell you how unbiased I am. I think the refs need to enforce the 10-second time limit on free throws.
I did not know there was a time limit.
As soon as the ball is handed to is given to the guy who's shooting the free throws,
Okay.
he has 10 seconds to shoot the free throw.
Wow, I did not know that. So yeah, honestly that's kind of like the batter's box in and out in the baseball. I like that one. All right, my number 5 is a new rule this year, and I think it's the dumbest rule because if they don't want to play, as a fan, I totally get that. If I get back in the day, the Bulls come in here and I don't get to see Jordan, yeah, I'd be kind of upset. But again, if they maybe dock them pay or something if they want to fake an injury, but that lose the load management rule that again I understand they're getting old and tired, but hey, you're play to entertain us. Yes, it is your job. I get that. If I didn't show up at my job, I don't get paid. So I'll lose it, dock and pay. It is what it is. I think that's just the BS rule. So you're number 4.
It's not C2C unless you're sniping. My number 4 is your number 5. I think you need to ban load management. I think you need to ban that. I think that rule sucks. I get it. I get it late. I have a bigger problem with it happening earlier when they do load management near the beginning of the season. I get it near the middle and the end because you're getting closer to the playoff time. I can understand that. The faking the injuries, and I'm going to say it as it is, faking the injury shit is just bullshit.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of like, I guess I could be open to it, like you said, later in the year, maybe, especially if you're cinched in the playoffs. Okay,
right.
yeah, let's start resting players. I mean, still have them play dress, but maybe they only play instead of 30 minutes, they play 15. Stuff like that. Yeah, it's definitely BS from the start of the year. First month or two. Yeah. All right, number 4 for me. Stick to your salary cap. Stop with this luxury tax. If the team's willing to pay it, you got a salary cap for a reason. Use it. So that's simple. You're number 3.
I love this. I took this from college. I took this from college football. I love this rule. I absolutely love this rule. It's one of the few rules in college football that I absolutely love. If you get ejected from a game, for how like in college football they get ejected from a game for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yep.
Unlike I think in college, if you're ejected, you're suspended for the next game. I can't remember, but I think that's what it is. I think if any player ejected from a game is also ejected from the first half of the next game.
I like that. Yeah, I think it's something. I think they have to lose a full game play. So I think so if they get ejected in the first quarter, they gotta wait out until the second quarter of the next game. I like that. Yeah, definitely suspend them for suspend them for the one game. I know they do that with technicals. You get so many technicals and then you're suspended.
I think it's 13 technicals.
The Rasheed Wallace rule, we'll call it.
Yeah.
My number 3, I'm going to piggyback off of a certain colleague of ours, Callan, the host of our new game, Immaculate Grid. He's brought this up a few times on different shows, and I like it. The NBA should help promote the WNBA. I think they need to promote them. They need to showcase them. They need to help them out. because WNBA's got some good talent. I think they need to, especially if they have a WNBA team, they need to definitely promote them. So you're number 2.
So, I think Dennis Rodman would love me for this rule. My next rule,
Want to change your hair color?
No, not that one. Not that one. Matter of fact, actually, let's go. Patrick Mahomes, I think, would be a whole lot happier with this rule, and it's not an outside rule. I think, I think the refs have been too much of being, kind of sheltered, kind of not held to a standard. Refs can criticize players, but yet they can't be criticized. I think players should not be fined for criticizing the refs as long as they stay within its limits.
Yeah, I mean, and that should be open to all sports. I mean, not just I mean, the players should be a bad call's made if the player feels that it was justified to criticize. I think you're right. I like that one. My number 2 again goes to the draft. Make it a live lottery. I don't like this behind the curtain BS, and open it up to every team has a chance for the first overall pick. You drop one ball in. If you're the champion, you drop one ball in there. You're the runner up. You drop 2 balls in there. You go all the way up. The team with the worst record drops 32 balls in there.
Yep, absolutely agree.
One ball, So yeah, so that's and make it live. I don't care if it takes us an hour to get the first overall pick, but you rack them up and you pull the balls, and the first ball up there gets the 32nd, the last pick up to the first pick. So
do it back like they did with the WWE when the WWE did the draft, where they sit there and roll the balls out.
Yep. Granted, yes, or maybe you do vice versa. Maybe the team that wins the title has 32 balls in there, and the team with the least the worst record gets 1 ball in there, because then the likelihood of them getting the last pick is slim.
That'd be so awesome.
Well, the way I was thinking of it is because the first ball pick, you got 32 balls in there. The most likely team to get the last pick of the draft is going to be the team with the most balls in there. So you kind of eliminate it. So you kind of go vice versa. So the team that wins the title gets the most balls in there.
Could you see that? Could you see that Detroit's got the worst. They
get 1 ball in there, and then the first one to get picked, so they get the 32nd pick of the first round.
That'd be so bad.
Yeah. So you're number 1.
Oh, this is going to make me so well loved by the LeBron James fans.
Okay.
I think flopping should be a technical foul.
Yes. 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 And the thing is, I mean, Kobe did it too. I mean, towards the end of his career, there's probably everybody's probably kind of flopped a little bit. You know?
But not as blatantly as a lot of these players are.
Yeah, or stop the acting to try to get them to call a foul on you on a shooting foul or something.
Well, you can think about it. Dennis Rodman was a flopper.
Yeah.
Well, he was a pro at it too.
Yeah. I don't think they would. I don't think he would get that much respect though for flopping like these other ones do.
No.
All right, my number 1. Again, we're going back to the salary. Lose these MAC contract offers. If they don't fit under the salary cap, you can't sign them to that deal. I don't care if a player plays 5 years and he's offered, you can sign up for the max deal, the Larry Bird deal, or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
If they can't fit under the salary cap, you can't sign them.
Exactly.
Yep. So,
you'll have a lot of NBA superstars playing in Europe.
Well, whatever they go by. I mean, all right. So we got that down. We're down to our final 2. I'm going to save MLB for last because I think that was going to be very interesting. So let's go WWE wrestling. We're both wrestling fans. You can see Between the Ropes tonight. Hopefully, I'm up for it. But Adam and the crew does a great job talking wrestling. So let's do WWE. If we were in control, this is what we do. So again, this one could be 2-3-0.
If we get one, it's good.
If we get one, exactly. We get one. There's so many options out there. So, all right. So if I'm in control of WWE, my number 5 is we're going to build a Hall of Fame. We're going to have a building. We're going to have a landmark for the Hall of Fame. I don't care if it's in where the headquarters are or somewhere else, but let's build a legit Hall of Fame.
I like that. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. And I think they're kind of doing it now with the National Treasure and stuff, trying to get that. I know they're calling it a museum. I mean, call it that too, but let's have a wing where it's actually a Hall of Fame. You're number 5.
My number 5. I want to bring back some nostalgia. I want to bring back some absolute fun. I would sell the WCW name if Bischoff and his group still want it, but keep the archives and the history of the WCW.
Okay. I see where you're kind of going with that. All right. Number 4, I'm going back to what this match actually meant back in the day. And I want to see the Royal Rumble go back to where the up-and-coming talent have a chance to win that. And when they win it, they get the title shot. And maybe not for the world title. Maybe you give them, they can pick between the U.S. title and the Intercontinental title. But, yeah. I mean, I like the whole main event WrestleMania type thing, but I think we need to go back to where it means something to the up-and-coming talent. Get them on the radar.
I like
You're
that.
number 4.
I really like that. My number 4, I want to make the roster, the WWE roster, non-independent contractors. I want them to be technically considered employees of the WWE/UFC. I don't like this whole, they're independent contractors. They can't. If you want to make them exclusives, make them employees of the WWE instead of making them, you have an exclusive contract. No, I want them to be contracted through the WWE as exclusivity. If you want exclusivity, you better make them contracted wrestlers.
Okay, I get it. I mean, I get that they're. I mean, to me, and the thing is, they're on the road for 325, 330 days a year, so they're pretty much a WWE product, anyways. I mean, business. Yeah, I get that. Maybe, yeah. All right. My number 3, and I know they did this once already, but I think they need to do it more often. Maybe not monthly, but a few times a year, and a weekly show and or a pay-per-view dedicated to the ladies. Promote the ladies some more. Give them Raw and SmackDown, once every 3 months, just for them. Give them one pay-per-view. Promote the ladies. I think it'll help one with the women's fan base, the younger girls that want to be wrestlers. And then just showcase their talent. So
I like that. I really like that.
Yeah.
My number 3. I can't remember anymore if the King of the Ring is a pay-per-view. I can never remember. I know back in the day the whole tournament was during a pay-per-view.
Yep. It was a whole pay-per-view. Yep.
I think the WWE should make the King of the Ring, if it's not a pay-per-view, whole pay-per-view, they should make it a pay-per-view, a whole
It
pay-per-view,
was.
and then put it in the spring. And then the King of the Ring, the winner of the King of the Ring, gets the title shot at SummerSlam.
I like that. That's a good one.
Any title shot, it doesn't matter which title.
Okay. No, I got that. And maybe, maybe they keep the Rumble the way they are, but maybe they do the King of the Ring with the up and coming talent. I like that. All right. So my number 2, got to go back old school. We got to make these titles mean something. Start defending them every 30 days. Roman Reigns, they claim he's the greatest champion of, this generation, but he's had how many title defenses? I think the rule used to be you had to defend your title every 30 days or you got stripped. I think they got to go back to that. I think it's BS that it's not defended at every pay-per-view, or the champion's even not even there at every show.
Right. Well,
So,
think
yeah.
about it. Back in the Attitude Era, we knew the title was never going to be won on a lesser pay-per-view, but
Yep.
but the title was defended. The heck, the pay-per-view I went to, the title was defended against Dude Love. But but that was the thing is, and I'm going to give you the snipe on this one.
Okay.
I really am. Your number 2 is kind of like my number 2. I think part-timers should not be able to hold a major belt.
Okay. Yeah, that one definitely. I agree with that. I definitely. And the thing is I like the fact that Logan Paul's got that U.S. title, but again, if he wants to become a full-time wrestler, great move for them. But if he's only going to do this part-time, then no, he should not have the title. No. Put it on Dominic Mysterio just for Randy Cox there.
Yeah. Well, he's
My
there.
number 1.
The thing is, Dominic Mysterio shows up on Monday and Fridays.
Yeah, and Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what time of the week it is. So my number 1, I think if and I truly still think this is going to happen sooner than later, and I know people are going to laugh at me. And the thing is, if it never happens, I'm okay with it. But if they want a ratings draw, they got to partner up with AEW and let Vince and Shane show up on AEW as some kind of like owner / investors, because we know Vince still has his money in WWE, even though it never owns it. So him and Shane show up, or Vince shows up on AEW. The ratings are going to blow up as much as the stock market would. So that's my number 1. I still believe it's going to happen. You're number 1.
I think I'm giving you a snipe on this one too. I know that AEW did this with New Japan, and they had this thing called the Forbidden Door.
Yep.
If I were WWE, I would embrace the Forbidden Door.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, what you just said would be perfect. It would be a Forbidden Door.
And the thing is you can't tell me, okay, but and this is kind of why I'm starting to feel this is more and more happening. This is gone for WWE. Would it not just blow the roof out the place the week before WrestleMania? You're watching AEW on a Wednesday or Friday, and Vince's theme song hits, or something like that. Him and Shane walk out on AEW and say that they are now partners. They're going to use their WWE money and they're going to help partner AEW. There's a working relationship there already. We've seen it with the Hall of Fame. We've seen them with certain matches. We've seen them with certain interviews. So there's a partnership there, kind of. But nobody can tell me that the ratings will not blow up if Vince or Shane show up on AEW.
Well, the funny thing is, and the weird thing was, what was it last year during the Royal Rumble? After the whole, was it Shane thing when they let Shane go from his duties?
Yep.
How many people were expecting Shane to show up like 3 weeks later on AEW
Oh yeah.
after he was released?
And that would be, and the one thing is if they could keep it away from the internet.
You keep it away from Dave Meltzer. You keep it away from Meltzer and What Culture Wrestling. I think this thing would blow up like it's cool.
Oh my god, it would be Monday Night Wars 100 times better.
And the funny thing is, and this is like we were talking backstage, I've actually I've worked that into my WWE 2K23 universe where there is a forbidden door where Shane McMahon shows up on AEW.
Oh my god, it would blow the roof off the place. All right. So let's get into our final category and then we got our new segment, breaking rank. I don't know what we want to call it yet, but anyway, so let's go to MLB. We talked backstage. I know we got one for sure.
One, maybe two.
Yeah, we could probably go two, but yeah, we know we got one for sure. So start it off with your number 5.
My number 5. And I'm going to name it after a specific team in a specific team in Florida.
Okay.
Because this team was known for fire sales and trying to be held afloat by the profit sharing that they were getting from all the other major teams. I want to call it the Miami Marlins rule. I think Major League Baseball should implement a hard salary floor.
Okay. No, I think that is definitely with the latest signings and stuff. I think you are right. I think you could even call it the Oakland A's rule because they need a hard salary cap floor that the team has. And the thing, it would suck because to get that floor, I'm going to sign, this pitcher that is 2-10 in starts, but I have to sign them to X salary. So, yeah, they definitely have a floor. I get that part. So my number 5, being here in the Midwest, April, October, you get that white stuff floating around. You get the cold. I think those teams, and maybe all teams, should have a retractable roof or a roof on there. Retractable preferably because it's nothing better than sitting on a nice summer day and getting that breeze. But some kind of roof on there to prevent these games where you're playing baseball in the snow. So you're number 5.
My number 4.
4. I'm sorry, 4. Yeah.
Number 4. I don't know. I don't like this rule. I don't know why they made the rule. Maybe to get the games to go faster. Milwaukee lost the game because of this rule. They lost it. What was it? Was it the Milwaukee? Yeah, it was Milwaukee. They lost the perfect game. They lost the shutout. They lost the no-hitter because of this stupid rule. I think you need to remove the extra innings runner.
Yeah, you tweak it. I don't think you need it in the 10th, 11th, the 12th, 13th. You get past the 13th, 14th, 15th for sure. I think if you get to the 15th, okay, let's put the runner on there. I don't like it. I would accept it more if it's that rule because a lot of things can happen in the 10th, 11th, 12th. You're kind of taking the coaching out of it. Okay, all we have to do is, get him to third, and then we bunt them over. I mean, that's what the old school guys would do. Okay, just get them over to third, then we're going to bunt them home. So in the 15th, I would accept it. But, yeah, the 9th, after the 9th inning, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, no extra runner rule. No. My number 5.
Your number 4. Your number 4.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm way off. My number 4, let's get rid of the waiting the 5 years to put somebody in the Hall of Fame. If they have a Hall of Fame career, they retire. Let's put them in there. If they, I mean, still put it to a vote. I get it, but if we think that they, are in the Hall of Fame, then let's put them on the first year they retire. Once they sign the paperwork, you're on the ballot.
Yep.
You're number 3.
My number 3. I kind of like your Midwestern teams needing a retractable dome
Yep.
in April and in October. I'm going to do you one. I don't know if it's better or worse. I want to shorten the season to 132 games and have the season start in May.
Yeah, I'm all for that, and keep the postseason in October. I mean, the Fall Classic, that's what it was. It wasn't called the Winter Classic. It should not go past mid-October. October 22nd, let's just say. Throw out that date for whatever.
Yeah, just throw your birthday out there. No big deal.
Yeah, but yeah, it shouldn't go past mid-October. My number 3 kind of, I'll give you a snipe on this one because it would shorten the season. Go back to the Sunday, Saturday doubleheaders. Schedule them. If you do the Sunday ones, you get Monday off. To kind of recoup. But I like the Ernie Banks said, let's play 2. Why not? Sunday, let's play 2.
Yep.
And no, not the 7-inning doubleheaders that somebody may comment. Oh, let's make it. No, 9-inning doubleheaders.
Exactly.
Yep. Maybe do it on a Saturday. Sunday I know is a lot of families church, and okay, that's fine too. Let's do Saturday doubleheaders then.
Yep.
So you're number 2.
For some reason, I did this list and I had these things about the draft. They just did the draft. They just did the draft lottery for Major League Baseball. Last week?
Something like that. Yeah, they announced it. Yeah,
I would implement the NFL draft rules and set a minimum age for the draft. I don't like these things where the kids come out of high school and come right in. I think you destroy and the reason why the NFL does it is because you're not mentally ready and you're not physically ready. I think Major League Baseball should be the same way. They should do at least 3 years, 2 to 3 years outside of high school, and then be drafted. This whole thing is you get drafted out of high school, you don't like where you go, then you go to college. I think you should be drafted once. I think you should be drafted once and out of college.
What if and I like that idea, and I think you're right. But let's say, what if we do a college draft, and then we do a high school draft, but we don't let them go to rookie ball? They have to go to high school, like you said.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do 2 separate drafts. We'll do a college draft and we'll do a high school draft.
Like
high schoolers, we own your right. We own your rights if you want to play college ball. But then we can negotiate and say, if you feel that you can get drafted higher to make the money,
right,
then we'll put you in the draft again.
Right. Well, then
I like that at least 3 years out of high school.
It's kind of along the lines the same way the NHL draft is, where they still have the high school kids and the college kids. But if you get drafted straight out of high school, all your teams are expecting you to go play college. All your hockey teams are expecting you to play college. You don't lose eligibility even though you're signed with say you get drafted out of high school and you get drafted by the Wild. They have your rights, but you can go play at Minnesota. At the University of Minnesota, and you still have the rights. Because I've seen, I don't know how many times I went to Northern Michigan University and see guys like R.J. Umberger, who was drafted by the Philadelphia Phillies, play for Ohio State, or Max Montoya be drafted, I think, by the L.A. Kings, but he was playing goalie for the Michigan Wolverines. they have the rights, but they're still playing college.
Yep. Nope. I got that. I like that. My number 2, and I know we've debated this. I know other shows have debated this. And I'm going to put a wrinkle in it a little bit. We'll call it the Pete Rose rule. I don't care, but Pete Rose is in the Hall of Fame for sure. I think if you own a stat record, you're somehow in the Hall of Fame. Somehow, it doesn't have to be because of your playing career, but Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. We're considering him the home run king. He should be in the Hall of Fame, but Pete Rose definitely should be in the Hall of Fame.
You brought in the one that gave me a headache real quick. Pete Rose, Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. I completely agree. Yeah. Roger Clemens should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Barry Bonds, that was the one that was like a sharp stick in the eye.
He had a Hall of Fame career before he did it. I get it. It's a big debate,
but he pissed off the sports writers, and that's why he's not in the Hall of Fame. That's
exactly right. You're exactly right on that. You're number 1.
Oh, I know this is the one. I'm calling it the Shohei Ohtani rule. When it used to be, when it for the longest time it was the A-Rod rule. There needs to be a hard salary cap. None of this luxury tax bullshit. This needs to be a hard cap, and it needs to be enforced as if everybody's going to say there is a salary cap in baseball, and there is. It's just not enforced to where if you go over, you can forfeit something else.
Yep. Well, my number 1 is definitely your number 1. Baseball needs a hard cap. They need to stop, they need a hard salary floor. They need a hard cap level. You can raise it every year or whatever, but this 10 years. And the thing is I know people will comment, well, he deferred most of his money. I totally get that. That's fine. That's benefit for him, benefit for the Dodgers, as much as I hate that. And yes, it's open up to everybody. Every team can spend as much money as they want. But, these small market teams, the Twins, the Rays, Oakland, they can't do that because they don't feel they'll get it back in revenue. They need to be a hard salary cap. Exactly. 100%. All right. So with that being said, we got through our 5 categories. Tim, you said you had a good ranking that we're going to break down for you.
I'm going to thank yardbarker.com for this poll, this question that was asked to people. I've got the top 26 most annoying fan bases in sports.
Okay.
Any guesses on?
I mean, you said it includes college too, right?
It does include college.
Okay. So, I know a lot of people are upset with Alabama, Georgia fans. You got the college Cowboy fans. You got, of course, here in the Midwest, you got the Packer fans. So those would be like my top 4 or 5, I would say. So let's run down your list.
All right, sitting at number 26, Tennessee football, the Tennessee Volunteers football. I have met these people. These people are, they're not fun at all. At number 25, we've got Alabama.
Okay.
Alabama football fans, because the college basketball fans can't say a bloody word.
Number 20, Duke basketball fans in there too. So
don't worry. Number 24, they've got the Kentucky Wildcat basketball team.
Okay.
I've seen those, and they're jackasses too. Number 23, our first baseball team.
Yankees.
The Houston Astros. They've been insufferable. They've been insufferable ever since they won their World Series with their whole whatever. They won a World Series.
Trash cans and stuff.
You ain't cheating. You ain't trying. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah, and the thing is I don't think the fan base. I think it's just the media's painting them out to be yes. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it's good, but again, like you said before, all the sports thing. If you're not somewhat cheating, you're not trying.
You're not
Eddie
trying,
Guerrero used to say that.
Yeah. Number 22 is the Philadelphia Eagle fans.
Yeah, they hate Santa Claus, so yeah, I get that one.
Yeah, they hate Santa Claus. I think this one is too low. They've got Dallas at 21.
Cowboys?
Yep.
Oh, Eagle and Cowboys should be way up there more.
Oh, they should be a lot. They should be a lot higher.
Yeah. And the thing is Cowboy fans don't fess to Crispy Bacon or Christy, Dragon Viper, whatever. But you guys are still living on the Vikings. So if it wasn't for the Vikings, you guys would still be dog poopy.
This is bad as when they decide to do the whole conference in football about a conference about being terrible fans.
The Big Ten.
This team is part of them. The Southeastern Conference, the SEC football fans. Yeah, we're terrible. We think we're
the thing is I get what you're terrible, but again, you're not a Seminole fan, but Seminoles got screwed.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'll tell you that. Number 19. Now this one should be a lot higher as well. Michigan football fans.
Ooh, you just stroked the nerve of my Uncle John.
That's all right. When you find out Ohio State's not on this list, which makes it even worse.
Ooh, yeah. I don't think Michigan fans are that bad.
They're not. Ohio State fans, and I'm gonna and I might just I may get a message later.
You can flip flop and take Michigan off, put Ohio State in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I think Ohio State fans, except for the one buddy of mine who's went to Ohio State's pretty reckless. Number 18, I think this one should be a little higher. The Chicago Cubs.
Ooh,
that's low.
But you're a Brewers fan, so I get that part. But
that's low.
I don't know. I don't think they're annoying though.
No, it can be.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's keep going.
Number 17. Now this one, I don't understand why this team's on here at all. At 17, the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah.
I don't get that one. Unless you're saying just Drake, then I can understand it. But but if you're, I don't agree with that one. Yeah, this one, the thing is, and I think, and this article was put out on the 3rd of this month.
Oh, really? So recent? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
North Carolina basketball.
Yeah.
At 16.
Might be a little low, but yeah.
A little low. Penn State football fans at number 15. That's I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, being a Big Ten guy, yeah, I can see why, but nationally, I don't think they're that bad.
I don't see it. Number 14. Now you're gonna agree with me that this is awful low for this team. The Boston Red Sox fans. I know a bunch of Red Sox fans.
You're at what, 14? You said
14.
Yeah, yes and no, because we're in baseball. In baseball aspects, or the 4 major sports, they're low. But if you're factoring college, they're probably right there. I mean,
Yeah.
So okay.
Number 13 is the New York Jets.
No,
they're
just delusional. They're like Dallas Cowboy fans. They're just delusional, thinking every year's their year.
Well, the funny thing is, I met a couple long time ago. I met the fireman.
Okay.
And he's really nice. All those guys are really nice. Now, they might be different in East Rutherford, but that to me, I don't.
Yeah. I don't put the Jet fans up there.
12, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
that might be too high for them. I mean, they're
Yeah.
annoying and stuff like that. But the thing is, they've had that tradition that
Yeah.
they're expected to win. They're
Yeah.
expected to be in the playoffs every year. So they've had
Exactly.
that. So it's history, but I don't think they're annoying to get them that high. Maybe down a
Right.
little bit more in the 20s.
Yeah. Number 11, the Denver Broncos.
No.
No, I've never even met I know I have a couple friends that are Broncos fans, and they've never been annoying. I'm more annoying than they are.
Yeah.
Number 10. So this is where it
Okay,
gets
so we're in the top 10. Okay.
top 10. The St. Louis Cardinals. Greg isn't annoying.
No, you're right, but overall, I mean, I guess again, unless you're in that city, you probably don't root for like the Cubs or something. I mean, that could be annoying, but overall, I don't think nationally, I don't think they're annoying. No.
I'm starting to wonder who they talk to.
Yeah.
Number 9, the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, over recent history because they've won X amount of titles in X amount of years, and so they're kind of getting to the level of another Bay team that better be on this list. So
okay, number 8, the Los Angeles Lakers.
there you go. They're getting the Warriors are getting to that level where it's just like I just can't root for them. I love the history, I love the players on the team, but the fan base is what turns me off.
Yep, exactly. Number 7, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Wow, our first hockey team in the Maple Leafs. Wow.
Yeah, oh wait, I don't get too happy later on. Don't worry, and I still don't understand.
I don't follow hockey too much, but
yeah,
I don't think Maple Leafs are that bad.
Adam Copeland and Ryan Reynolds are Toronto Maple Leafs fans. Do they seem like assholes? Because they don't seem to be to me.
Yeah. All right.
And well, here's where I start not feeling happy. Number 6, the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Again, that's I think it's just the history that they're expected to be in the playoffs all the time. I don't think it's the fans. I just think it's just
I'm a Penguins fan, and I don't
think it's the fan base that they're out there. Oh, this is our year to be annoying. I just think
I would honestly, I would have probably put the Red Wings on here before.
Oh yeah, Red Wings for sure. Yeah, I would drop. I mean, if we go by entitlement, yeah, they're annoying, but they're not that annoying.
Yeah. Heck, I even might put Boston Bruins on that before I put the Penguins.
Yeah.
Number 5. Yeah, this team. I know Patriots fans are the same Patriots fans that are Boston Red Sox fans. Number 5 is the New England Patriots.
Yeah,
that number should be higher. I hate to say it, but that number.
That's tough because right now I haven't heard a couple of teams that I think are way higher. But yeah, Patriot fans are definitely. You had them at what, 7?
5.
5. Okay, so yeah, they're top 5. Yeah, top 5.
I agree with this, and again, I have one friend that went to a game, and it was against USC, and they brought me a program from this game, Notre Dame football.
Ooh, I like Notre Dame though.
It's that entitlement again. It's the entitlement again. Where
I can see that.
9 and 3 and think they're for the
top
for the
10, top 5. I don't know. Top 10 for sure. Top, being in Minnesota, you always watch Notre Dame football. So I was a big fan of Notre Dame football, but that's tough to put them in the top 5. Top 10 for sure for the entitlement purposes. I get that.
This was amazing.
Uh-oh.
No, mess around. Don't kill the messenger. I didn't write this article. Number number 3 is the Chicago Bears.
No.
I don't agree
No.
with that at all.
Well, they are not even on the list.
I might, if you're going to put a Chicago team on there, I would have put the Bulls on there before I would have put the Bears on
I wouldn't
there.
even put the Bulls on there. I
I
don't
would
think
put the
Bulls
Bulls
fans.
on here, but I'm just saying I would put the Bulls before the Bears.
Yeah, you're right. But
Blackhawks.
I mean,
Blackhawks before the
unless you
Bears.
talk to Packer fans, I mean, but yeah.
Number 2 is the New York Yankees.
Yeah, it should be number 1 without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh,
But,
well, you kind of brought up number 1 earlier.
okay.
The Duke Blue Devil basketball team.
Yes. Yeah, I will say you're probably right. Duke and Yankees are probably 1, 2, arguably. Shocker for me. Being in the Midwest, Packer fans. I can't believe the Packer fans are up there. The most loyalty fans, I will give you 100% on that. Annoying. I just can't stand Packer fans. The diehard Packer fans.
I was at and the Yankees are the most annoying. I completely agree.
Yankee fans are annoying.
Should be number 1. I think it was 2008, and this was the year that the Rays had won the division. But this was like before the season, before the end of the season. The Yankees were playing the Rays at the Trop, and the Yankees had just got done being swept by the Rays. And I'm sitting behind center. I'm sitting in the walkway near the concession stand in center field. My dad and I were leaving the game, and 2 Yankees fans were fighting each other because they just got swept by the Tampa Bay Rays. They're not even civil with themselves.
Yeah. Packer fans are up there, Yankee fans, Duke Blue Devils. Somebody will watch this and be like, well, you said entitlement. Yankees are entitled because I get that, yeah. But the fans just go overboard.
No Boston Celtics. You notice that?
Yeah. Boston Celtics are another one, too, that, I don't know. I mean, I
think Boston Celtics fans are the fans that kind of keep quiet until the Yankee fan, until the Laker fans open his mouth and then decide to put his foot in it. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was a great list. I like it. Definitely the Bears should be on there. I'm still kind of debating on the Cardinals.
I don't understand the Cardinals myself. Yeah, I'm a Brewers fan, but I would harbor a little bit of animosity since the '83 World Series, but that's different. Now we play in the same division. But to me, and I've got family members who are Cardinals fans too that I wouldn't say are terrible people.
Yeah. I mean, the Dodgers definitely should be up there because, there was a post this offseason that's why, they need to make a California World Series because the Dodgers weren't in it. And
No Dodgers on there.
Yeah, Dodgers should be on there.
No University of Miami football.
Yeah, they should be on there. And the thing is, I grew up loving the Dodgers because I liked Earl Hershiser, Kirk Gibson, all those guys that played for them, and they turned into. But no, that was a great list. I'm glad you found it. So let's go ahead and wrap up. Final thoughts. So your final thoughts.
I hope people who watch this actually took it to where you can have a roundtable discussion with people with your friends who like this. Oh, and if you guys got any ideas too, put them in the comments. Message us. We listen to everything. Between the ropes tonight, we've got morning tailgate again back on Sunday. We took a mental bye week. That kind of that sometimes that happens, and that's what we do. I watched the Immaculate Grid. Watch the Immaculate Grid. I think it's brilliant. I don't wake up early enough for it, and
There it is.
I think I think everybody should watch it. It's even audience participation. If they take suggestions from the peanut gallery.
And again, you guys can play the grid every day. This was just a shot in the dark. We're doing it after one show. We're like, hey, let's make a show out of it. Callan wants to host it, so great. So yeah, it's just Immaculate Grid. It's brought to you by sportsreference.com or baseball reference. I don't know, but definitely give them a shout out. We do a little game between us. We try to solve the grid for the day. All that fun stuff. But yeah, Between the Ropes tonight. We got morning tailgate on Sunday. We got entertainment hour on the weekends. Four Bros is coming back. We're going to rebrand it, rename it. We got Oregon Cougars football that was just announced. We are going to be the streaming source for them. J-Mac will be the voice again for them. Hopefully, if the schedules line up with my new work schedule, I can kind of join J-Mac from a distance in the booth and get some great play-by-play analysis with J-Mac. But, we got a lot of things coming. We got Mess Around and Adam are talking about bringing back Red Tape Files. Talk about setting up a roundtable discussion with our panel. Hopefully, Joanne bring the Queen back with her shows when she gets time. We got a lot of things working. So, check us out on YouTube, Facebook. Hopefully soon to TikTok and Instagram. But with that being said, like Tim said, you guys got suggestions? Let us know. We got our favorites, but it's not about us. It's about you guys. So with that being said, we'll check you all next week on C2C Rankem. Have a good one.